What's going on, y'all? So the question today is, do you think someone should bulk and cut to maximize gains? Obviously, this is a question coming from a person that is starting off in their fitness journey. They want to find out the fastest way that they're going to build muscle, and the common way to go about this is to bulk. You got some people in the fitness YouTube community telling people to bulk for the first 3 to 4 years of your fitness journey. And I see where they're coming from. You want to maximize those newbie gains and get the most out of it. But if you guys have been following me, my concept is that if you're at a large surplus, you're going to be gaining a lot of fat. And due to all that fat gain, you're not going to look impressive. My perception of impressiveness, just from experience and what people think, what I notice and observe from what people think is impressive, is striations, muscle maturity, development, and nothing applies to fat. When you have a lot of fat on your body, you look bigger in a t-shirt and everything, but when you see the human physique, girl or guy, and there's like a bunch of shreds and aesthetically interesting and unique things on the body, it's going to look impressive. Like, not everyone has striations in their shoulders and everything. Like, when you see it, you're alarmed by it, you're impressed by it because it is unique and it's rare. People know that it takes a lot of work. When you bulk, you definitely hide that. Your muscle maturity, the striations, it can't be seen because the fat is covering it. So it brings up the question, does bulking actually develop more muscle? I mean, if you want to break it down, protein, macros, it's all important. It optimizes the muscle development, but the root of muscle development is frequently stimulating your muscles and boosting your growth hormone. The nutrients only optimizes it. Let's say people are using the if it fits your macros method and they're eating like Sour Patch Kids, donuts and shit, and they're still getting big. Yes, the macros make sense, but what I'm coming from is that you got to optimize your nutrition. You have to optimize your growth hormone. You have to get a slight surplus to have that growth. But the surplus in itself doesn't create the muscle development. Now, if you keep everything constant and then lower the calories a little bit, I honestly believe the muscle development isn't going to be that drastic of a difference. Obviously, you're going to gain more muscle when in the surplus, but when it comes down to cutting down, your real weight is going to be much lesser. Does that make sense? Like, the muscle is going to deflate after the surplus because you have to cut down to burn the fat off. So in my opinion, you're just where you started off. You gain more fat, now you're cutting it off to reveal your true muscle, but it's the same muscle you would have had. You were bigger before because you had more fat content. And then when you got your pump, because you had such a huge surplus, your pumps were really nice, and that was due to the surplus of carbs as well. It's not necessarily saying that, oh, when you cut down, you're gonna retain all that size. So where I'm coming from is, this whole bulking and cutting thing, it is manifested through steroid users. These guys are on anabolic steroids, and they're maximizing their gains because they're spending like $1,000 to $2,000 a month on these compounds, and they are maximizing it by eating more. For a natural, that doesn't work the same way. You're just going to gain more fat. Sure, you're going to gain more muscle, but you're going to gain more fat, resulting in it covering your muscle and then resulting in you not looking as impressive as if you were at a low body fat content. So to sum it all up, do I believe in bulking and cutting to maximize gains? No, I don't. What I believe in is frequently stimulating your muscles, focus on raising your growth hormone through sleeping well, intermittent fasting, and doing compound exercise lifts to get that exercise-induced growth hormone. And I do believe in the slight surplus, because you definitely have to eat more if you want to get bigger, but the concept behind it, when people are bulking, I feel like it's just an excuse for them to pig out. Like, in nature, we are gluttonous beings. Like, dude, if you give me a freaking pizza, I will eat the shit out of that pizza. I'll try to eat the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do that today because I have goals. What I'm saying is that the slight surplus, that is the smart route to take. The extreme bulking, I really honestly feel like it's an excuse to pretend like you're getting more muscle, but you're not. You're just getting a lot more fat. Physically, you are bigger, but it's not muscle. You cut down to actually finally look impressive. Remember, because that's the premise, you know, you have to have a low body fat content to look somewhat impressive. So when you do get there, it's like you had the same muscle anyway. Your bigger physical size and your bigger pumps in the gym due to the caloric surplus is temporary. You cannot sustainably eat like 4,000, 3,000 calories on a daily basis. Like, honestly, people can't really afford that. Like, bodybuilding is actually kind of expensive, all of this food. Like my last video, one dude was like, "You're cooking for a whole damn family. This is absurd. Like, you gotta stop this. This is like overdoing it." I'm like, dude, I gotta hit my protein target. But yeah, guys, take it from me, 12 years in the game. I've only bulked in my life about 3 times. I did it to the extreme level. I got really fat. My abs went away. And then when I finally got sick of it and felt like a piece of shit, honestly, like, you get bigger and stronger, but when you look in the mirror, you just feel like you haven't gotten anywhere. Back to the point of why humans look impressive, the lower body fat content. Once you get to the lower body fat content, you feel a lot better about yourself. Besides those 3 times I bulked, I honestly made like linear gains throughout my whole career. Reason being is because I never let my frequency die down. If anything, I've increased my frequency. I'm hitting more muscle groups on a given gym day, and I'm having less off days. I find myself in the gym 5 to 6 times a week more frequently, and that's just the name of the game. Once your muscles adapt, you need to put more work in to grow. And people put eating a surplus on this pedestal, and it's like the most annoying thing. Like, you are guiding people into unimpressiveness due to the excessive fat gain. And I'm not saying I'm the shit, or I'm not saying that I'm awesome for being able to get shredded, but I know for the majority of the population, it's a difficult thing to do, and people give up. So essentially, you bulk up and you get fat, per se, and then you think you're going to cut down. Sometimes people don't have the strength to do that. They just end up staying fat. Hope that pretty much sums up my perspective on bulking and cutting. Is it needed? No, it's not. Just keep your frequency high, boost your growth hormone, get some nutritious food in, and you are going to be set. And that's going to maximize your gains. So subscribe to this channel if you have not. I'm all about natural bodybuilding. Definitely hit that like button if you enjoyed that. Comment if you have any questions that you might want me to answer. And I will see you guys next video. Peace.